Hey, how's everybody? Yes, so Euro. This is what's been shared with you before. I mentioned about 3 months ago we called short for the Euro USD. It was in and around the 125s at one point, and then it had made a key target. We said it would churn. It was squeezing up. It set up what we'd call an inverted structure, and we expected dollar strength to come back into vogue. This has been the overriding theme. Being strong, the dollar's paid now. It's paid really, really well. It had a nice little zig and zag at our funnel on our upside HVF that gave the final targets for there, which is typical, just run through nicely a couple of times. And then it did a bounce on that funnel, and then it smashed it with real venom. Came back down. HVF methods, head and shoulders, key level of significance, always just run. We also use funnels. You'll learn more about that on a program, but you can take that as a standing line for your downside. For now, we do a lot more. You can learn about it, especially when we get the amazing effect of how HVFs work in conjunction with other structural patterns like head and shoulders. So if you were to take a down line from the top here, this data has come from, I think I've shouted out 106 before, but the point is this trade is progressing really well. But there's one key point. Those that chase in now might find themselves at a moment of rally soon. Why? Why would I say that? Because the people that control these markets don't like disorderly markets generally. And also, we are just running what we would call a HVF target. So that's about to happen. So our guys that were short early on this one, we got in at 1.75, 17 and a half up top here, just after the shooting star and the fallout of this rising wedge structure. So that was what we call a relative high to break in. You'll learn about these advanced entries. And then we've sat it out while it came back a couple of times, once, twice, three times, to very close to our level, the 17 and a half, each time dipping into the money. But because we have process, because we trade size, and the best trades are small trades that you leave on and forget, not ones that you size to the max and it's super emotional and you're checking your phone all the time. You tinker, you fiddle, and you bust the process. So just with conservative sizing, I've shown platforms before of those entries. They're still on from there. So we'd gone from 117 and a half, our entry, stop at 117.64. You're talking 14 pips. One hand and almost a full other hand in pips. And your gain is already at the 13372 level, very close to target. And we're not closing at target. Why? Because it's all part of a larger structure. If you have multiple entries, you can close one, bank, feel good. You've caught the capitulation. Should run through here, the dollar. But then there should be a period where it pushes back. You've also run a key level of 114 that we've recognized as a key level. See that big red line there? There's another one there and another one there. Where does this all come from? Let's investigate. So you need the bigger time frame for that. In fact, I'll probably have to run you up to the weekly. So let's do it. And this reminds everybody from whence we come. That was, by the way, the 140 way up top left there was the point at which, I'm talking about way up top left there, excuse the hairy armpit, but that's when Draghi said, do whatever it takes. And down, down, down she fell. Many were calling for parity. At one point, I was one of those. We looked like we were going to have some structure, but it just got held, and then the dollar went for the weakness instead. And so it did. And then it got weaker. And then we got the upside HVF on the euro that performed. And everyone was like, yay, euro is strong. No, it's not. Not anymore. Back down. This is an ugly candle. So you had a little attempt to return to the funnel, got smashed, and then battered back down. Now, where did those red lines? That's why we came here for the weekly view. This trimmed the tops. You broke with momentum. You rallied back up. You just ran, and you failed. You just ran and you failed. You ran and you failed. And then you smashed through it, had a pause, and then pumped on. So that was a key level. And these were just run. These were kind of your lows where you just trimmed. You just supported there. You just supported above there, just supported there, just supported there, then nose through it, just supported there, all at roughly the 105. So that's meant to be 105. Get him on the 105. That's meant to be 114. That should be on the 114. And that's going to be halfway in between, which is basically plus 4.5 on the 105, or minus 4.5 from the 114. That's going to give you around about 19.5. So that's your midpoint. I like to split them. That's your ground floor. That's your top floor. And that's when you properly decided to leave that zone. You smashed into the up zone. You smashed out of it. This was the beginning of a long trend. So that you would have seen from 103 to 125. Lot of upside. But first squeeze, down you come. Head and shoulders left, head right. You can take a traditional HVF method. You'll learn more about that on a program, and even more about how we use the funnels as well with regards to this, and downside. Possibility, though, that we nose through this and run it, and then we get a little bit of rest, although this looks like it's throwing it down, I have to say. It does look like it's throwing it down, so it could go quite a bit further. So that's your update on the Euro USD, but forget me not. I will leave you with a final thought. It's not only about the Euro USD. That's it again. Damn, it wasn't the chart I was hoping for. It's also about the Euro Swiss franc. I'm going to have to get him up. The Euro Swiss franc, we did a draw as well. And this is all about Euro weakness now, taking dollar out and just looking at the Swissy as the other side, the strong side. And I'm hoping all the draws that I did will be on here. And you'll see that this is a weakness of the euro against anything that resembles a hard currency. I'm pretty sure it's looking pretty ugly, the euro against the JPY as well. And all my draws have not come over. How upset I am. Actually, I need to load a different platform. Let's just see, load chart layout, see if I can find it. A really ugly spill there as well. So let's just see EUR, Swiss franc. Okay, here we are on the Euro Swiss franc. Got my chart back. Thanks for your patience. Had you waiting for a bit. So the big picture, and this is what we've been sharing on our community, and we've been short, so I can share it with you now. It's broken and triggered. You probably shouldn't be too aggressive on chasing now, but let's show it. Let's go up to the weekly first. In fact, monthly. So Euro Swiss franc, if you have a look at this baby, I'm known for calling it short for super overperformance that could in fact run through parity. That then was the precursor to the great Greek and Southern Mediterranean crisis way back then. That's right. I went short in 09, November, December. Came back after my lovely little sunny trip in South Africa, and I was in overperformance zone to the downside. I actually got out too quick. I should have held it a little longer, would have run with overperformance even more. But I had a very successful trade. I put it on and I forgot. I was triggered actually while I was away. I didn't even know. So I'd left the trading for a bit while I was on holiday. Then we had this, and I called for the fall of this. There's YouTubes for this. I called for the fall of the peg, especially when they said the peg is central to what they do. They walked away, and a whole bunch of brokers took a massive loss. In a matter of 30%, in a matter of hours was lost there. Then you've been in a channel recovery. Let's drop it from the months into the weekly, and I'm running you quickly through this because I want to finish, and we're giving you an update here. You got a channel recovery. Thank you very much. Did not ask for that. Don't save. Up we go. So channel recovery, you topped out at that peg level and you came blistering back down. HVF method, head and shoulders. Let's have a look at that right shoulder, shall we? We're going to drop it to the daily. Someone's having a party not too far away from here. Daily came there, target roughly 109s. But I have a sense that we can overperform to that. A real impetus to this break here. Bear flag structure as well, from the point of capitulation to the low, projected down, also pointing down here at 11s. And I suspect your HVF method head and shoulders on the round number of 115. You could have got short here at the break of the channel of this bear flag, up top at 115.85. You then had another chance to get short here at 115, and now it is 112.76 and a running. So I would only close partially here, and I would continue to trade to the underside. What do I suspect happening? Euro, big issues again, banking drama, Deutsche Bank. Go look at Barclays, go look at Deutsche Bank, go look at all the European banks, go look at Brexit, go look at Italy, any one of the above. This is all going to come into spotlight. Summer of discontent during the process of the remainder of August and into September. Choppy time, Eurozone in trouble. Lots of focus on that. That's what I'm calling for, lots of re-rating of the currency. So that's your free view, and I will be doing a free webinar on not what you make, but it's what you keep. That will be this 17th. That's right. It's only 3 or 4 days away. 19:30 BST time. That is British summer time. That is UTC +2. Is it +2? UTC +1, sorry. UTC is GMT. So it's UTC +1, and it's 19:30. That is the time for UTC +1. So in UTC terms, it's 16:30, he says. Oh, this times kill me. Anyway, hopefully you got that. And see you on whenever it is. It is the 17th. I look forward to chatting to you more about that. Euro is bad. Expect the news to reflect that. Expect banking to be chaotic. Look at all what the charts are saying to you. A channel break is only just occurring on the macro view. So when I took you to the weekly view, guys, just bear in mind, while it may feel late for the head and shoulders, you are only just beginning the channel break here, which I sense could probably bring you at least to the apex of this falling wedge that we've got over here. That was like that. And as I say, I can't guarantee that to you, but that's a view I might have. I'd be comfortable with holding the euro very short during these times to the downside. So that's the take. Goodbye. See you on the 17th at 19:30 British summertime. If you want to learn more, it's not for everyone. Trading is not for everyone. What I do is not for everyone. It requires maturity, competence. There will be an offer for people that are well abled. If they wish to become part of our community, they can get a lot more about this. Just done a flip alert on a short time frame trade with a major potential risk reward for my premium guys. If you want to be part of that, you're welcome. If not, come to the webinar anyway if you want to learn something. If it's not for you at all, thanks for watching anyway. Pass it on to whoever you like. Speak to you later.